Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I have some more movie news. You're going to get a lot of videos about that today. Another announcement that was made last night when I was going to bed, I happened to see it on Reddit, was that Salem's Lot is finally going to come out, apparently, this year in 2024. I don't think they gave us a release date yet, but it's coming out this year, finally, after being in production hell for like 10 years and then being, I think, completed for like 3 years, 2 years, something like that. And we've heard a lot about this movie. I think about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, somewhere in there, Stephen King, the original writer of the book, which, by the way, I'm reading this for the first time about 100 pages into it, wanted to read it and complete it last year, but never could because of just so much going on at the end of the year with the move and stuff, and then Christmas and being sick during Christmas. Could not finish the book, but I plan on reading the rest of this 500 or so pages connected to that first 100 I read, probably very soon, and getting a review on my Mr. Wildboy 94 channel very soon. So if you're excited about that, tune in for it. Go subscribe over there, whatever, if you like books. But anyway, Stephen King himself, the author, had announced that he had seen the movie already and said it was really good. And when I heard that, I was thinking this movie's fucking bad. Because Stephen King notoriously has terrible taste in movies. He might love great pieces of, art, like Terrifier 2, but he also likes shit that he made, like The Golden Years. Have you seen The Golden Years? I own that movie. I tried to watch it. I had to fast forward through a shit ton of it when I tried to watch it years ago, and it is fucking terrible. The Langoliers is another film based on one of his things, and I think he wrote that as well. I could be wrong, but it was horrible too. Like, there's a good half of Stephen King movies, when he's not involved too much, that can be wonderful. There's movies that he makes like The Stand with Mick Garrison, that I think is wonderful. And then you have the other half that are like the Stand remake and the first It Chapter 1, whatever, It Chapter 1 from 2017 or 16 or whatever the hell that movie was. It was fucking terrible too. There are movies like that it kind of depends on what we're talking about with Stephen King, but his taste in film is awful. Totally, just horrifically bad. So I don't trust a fucking thing that comes out of Stephen King's mouth, to be honest with you. But he said it was good, he said he liked it, and he didn't understand and never got an answer for why they had not released the movie yet. Well, here's the answer. They just announced last night that it's going to be going straight to streaming. Yeah. So there's a couple of things here that may be red flags and may not be red flags. Usually, straight to streaming is the new code word for straight to DVD, straight to video, whatever. People are not going to go subscribe to HBO Max, or Max as it's called now, to watch this. People are not going to do that. Even hardcore horror people like myself probably will not. I might, but I don't think most people will, to be honest with you. Most normies, like my mom, are not going to go watch some shit like that because they don't give a fuck about Salem's Lot. People like myself are not hardcore fans of Salem's Lot. The original movie is okay. Never saw Return to Salem's Lot. I saw the Rob Lowe remake from TNT's channel like twice in my life, and it was horrible both times I tried to sit through it. So I'm in the place of, this is not going to probably be good. Now, Salem's Lot being Stephen King's second book ever, maybe there's an issue with adaptation there. This is why I tell you, some red flags should go up, some should not. The straight-to-streaming thing is a big-ass red flag for me, but there can be things like Zack Snyder's Justice League that was 4 hours long, You couldn't cut it down and put it into a theater. You couldn't do that. You couldn't make like a theatrical version of that movie. It was just perfect in pacing and everything from beginning to end with that version of Justice League. So it didn't go to theaters. It went straight to streaming on HBO Max, and it was wonderful. I loved that movie. It's one of my favorite films ever now. But then you have the possibility that maybe this version of Salem's Lot was too long to cut down to go to theaters, which is why I brought up the Zack Snyder thing. Maybe this movie cannot be under like 3.5 hours. Maybe they tried to cut it down to like 2.5 or 3 hours at maximum, and they just couldn't get it there. Maybe they'd realize that it's just too long. There's too much of the subplots and everything. Like, this book itself has many subplots in it, as lean as this book is and as good as it is. Still, maybe they tried to be very, very faithful. Maybe they realized they couldn't cut it down anymore. But the fact that they didn't even try to, like, figure out how to do this, possibly put it in theaters and whatever, I just suspect that there's something else going on here that we don't know about. Maybe the movie is bad. I don't know. Stephen King seems to like everything that has his name on it or attached to it or had to pay him for royalties or whatever, so I don't really know what to think about this movie. Not particularly excited about it. We don't even have a teaser at this point. We don't have a trailer. We barely have a poster or two. It's mostly just still shots from the film itself, like one with a town sign, one with a bunch of, I assume, vampires that are standing out in the dark with fog everywhere, and it looks badass. So those shots, if they're actually in the movie, they look great. Maybe the movie will be well made, but dude, at this point, it feels like they're hiding it, and it feels like it'll eventually get some kind of write-off. And a lot of us assumed it was going to be another tax write-off, like Batgirl, deservedly so. And that Acme movie, Acme versus whatever, that nobody wanted to fucking see, but everybody on the internet's pretending like they wanted to see that piece of shit because they're heartbroken that it was a movie made by people. Shut the fuck up. Get out of here. Salem's Lot, I don't have any faith in because the book so far has surpassed all of the versions I've seen of it, despite the original film, like I said, being okay. But this one, I don't know, man. I don't know. I suspect a lot of shit's happening behind the scenes with this movie, and I hope one day we find out more about all the crazy shit that probably happened with it. I just suspect it's going to be a bad situation. But am I excited to see it, whether it be a train wreck or not? Yeah, kinda. Yeah, kind of now after this straight-to-video crap that's happening. But with all that being said, what do you think about Salem's Lot? Are you excited about this? Are you not excited? I assume it's coming out in October or September or somewhere around there. It's not really a summertime movie. It's kind of scary, you know, the original movie and the book. It has an atmosphere of gloom to it. You know who would have been great to make this? Mike Flanagan. He really would have. He's made a couple of Stephen King things at this point anyway, so why not? But Salem's Lot, are you excited to see it? Do you think it'll be good? Do you think it'll be bad? Do you think this is a bad sign? Again, I wouldn't get too worried yet, guys, for you hardcore Salem's Lot fans out there, for fans of this director and who want to see this movie so badly. I wouldn't be super worried because there's a good chance that this is just too long to put out in theaters. Maybe it is quality. Maybe it is well made. Maybe they decided to change their mind up and make it into a kind of a limited series, if you will. That is possible. So, I don't know. Hopefully it's going to be good. At the current moment, I don't have much confidence in it, but don't get your hopes down yet. It's possible it could be okay. Anyway, what do you think about the book? What do you think about Stephen King and his writing? What do you think about this movie, the original movies, the TNT movie, the sequel, Return to Salem's Lot, all of that stuff? I'd love to hear everything you have to say about all of it down in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, guys. God bless you all, and goodbye.